Hello everyone, how's it going? Remember to like and sub, trying to get to 2K on this channel. So, cheating in video games, a lot of people hate it for good reasons. Now, it's a case-on-case basis. No one really cares if you cheat in a single-player game like Skyrim, go nuts, no one gives a damn. But when it comes to competitive and cooperative online games, that's completely different, like Monster Hunter World, Helldivers 2, or any competitive shooter, Apex Legends, Call of Duty, Halo. When it comes to that, yeah, and it ruins the experience for everyone. It's just a very difficult situation to deal with. Like, you end up losing a customer if they feel like the entire game is filled with cheaters. The developer ends up going under, and the cheater just wants to feel like a sense of superiority. Either they just suck at the game and they want to feel like they're better at it than they actually are, or they deserve a better rank in the game when it comes to competitive plays. There's an array of reasons. People sometimes just even cheat because they want to ruin everyone else's experience because they think it's funny or stuff like that. It's just a really heinous thing to do, because at the end of the day, it just ruins everyone's experience. And there are dozens, thousands of these videos on YouTube of people cheating in an array of game, from, average gamers to esports players to very high-end influencers. So it's definitely rampant. And I think the best knowledge when it comes to why people in the development sphere don't ban the cheaters outright and wait for ban waves is from Thor, from Pirate Software. He did a really good short explaining why. He used to work cybersecurity for hacking power plants for the United States, and he worked security for Blizzard Entertainment. And basically the reason they do it is because they use third-party purchasing options in order to buy these cheats, PayPal being the most popular. And when they ban them in waves, those people end up charging back from those bot creators and those cheat software creators, and they have a really bad day because PayPal charges you for every chargeback that you end up dealing with. So yeah, that's why they do it. But it seems that lawmakers are becoming much more aware of how problematic this is, because we have two big cases that have been on the side of the developers. So Bungie wins lawsuit against cheatmaker Aim Junkies. Bungie has won a first-of-its-kind lawsuit against cheatmaker Phoenix Digital. Now, this is the problem when it comes to cheat makers. They're usually stationed in a country like Russia, where it's very hard to get to them and deal with these situations, and they sell the cheats through, the internet, the dark web, all that shit. So that's why it's very hard to get to them, or they use like VPNs and jump boxes. Granted, these are very intelligent people, the people at Bungie and these big AAA companies, but even then, locating and winning this on a legal basis, it's extremely difficult. Originally reported by Steven Totillo on X, the case was potentially the first ever video game cheat and jury trial, and resulted in Bungie winning $63,210, which is nothing, but it's the principle that matters in this situation, and damages from Phoenix Digital, which is also known as Aim Junkies. Break-in, Bungie has won its lawsuit against Aim Junkies Phoenix Digital, just 5 figures in damage, since only the revenue for the cheats was in play. Jury sided with Bungie, rejected Aim Junkies' counterclaim alleging Bungie illegally went into one of their computers. While cheating in games is not illegal, Bungie was able to sue the cheatmaker under the argument of reverse engineering the game, specifically Destiny 2, to find those cheats violate the company's copyright. So yeah, the basic cheats that you can get on the internet, where you just Google it and get an aimbot in order to be better at Overwatch, those are very simple and easy to detect. And as I stated before, people like Thor from these companies will just wait for ban waves, end up just banning everyone, and then that's how they deal with that situation, to just create the maximum amount of damage against these cheaters. But when it comes to the very sophisticated cheats, the cheats that cost thousands of dollars, yes, some of these cheats cost thousands of dollars. These are designed by actual software engineers and actual programmers. These are people who know their stuff. And when it comes to cheating, at least from when I talked to someone who's an expert in cybersecurity, he told me it's like a virus. Basically, the basic viruses, like the ones that are on the internet, those are things that everyone is aware of. They're easy to reverse engineer because they can access them very easily. But when it comes to unique cheats, things that are designed for an exact customer, those are a lot harder to reverse engineer because they don't have access to the source code. They don't know how it operates, and it's a lot harder to detect. Granted, there are other ways, like he told me, like the way that a person's kill-death ratio is way too high. Sometimes players do get falsely banned for just being too good at the game. That has happened before. But there are other ways for them to flag the person to see whether they're actually playing well. Not to mention there are also, other ways you can literally see from your eyes if someone uses an aimbot, like with kill cams, with Call of Duty, or with Overwatch. They have a theater mode where you can literally just look at the player as they play and see what they're doing. You can't see like walls where they see through the walls, but you can definitely see if they're like clicking into a player's position. Like I've seen Flats' videos where he looks at cheaters, and one of the biggest indicators that someone's cheating is that they will stop playing, and then he's like, what's happening when someone stops playing in the middle of a match? They're going into the cheat engine and they're going to see what they can tailor in and out. So yeah. Other things is that like they shoot around the environment just to lower their hit accuracy. So there are a lot of things that they do. And the next big case is actually from Activision Blizzard. Activision has been granted default judgment in its court case against cheat provider Engine Onin. Judge ruled Engine Onin owes Activision $14.45 million. So a little more than 16 grand in damages and $292,900 in legal fees. Holy crap, man. Judge ruled Engine Onin's website domain must be transferred to Activision, so by, technically Microsoft. So yeah, and you can see here a lot of people are celebrating. These are rare situations where someone is celebrating Activision Blizzard, but in this case, yeah, definitely 100% a win here. So you can see that lawmakers are becoming aware of how dangerous these cheats are to businesses, because at their core they are. They cause calamity within the games that people play, and then when they just don't want to play it anymore, they'll go to another game and play that instead. It definitely causes damages, and if you lose the trust of your community, they're not going to play your game anymore, and they're going to go to something else, and you've just lost that revenue stream, especially when it comes to a free-to-play game like Destiny 2 or Call of Duty Warzone, where it's dependent on microtransactions and other micro purchases. Well, not really Call of Duty, because, it makes $1 billion per year based on just, game sales alone, I imagine. But yeah, it is definitely detrimental to the business, and I think lawmakers are becoming much more aware of how dangerous this stuff is and how it can completely shutter a business, because these are really big companies. Bungie is owned by Sony, and Activision Blizzard is owned by Microsoft. Even alone, they're still $1 million companies, and, well, Activision Blizzard is a $1 billion company, but Bungie, I believe, is a multi-million dollar company, but Sony is a $1 billion corporation. But you get what I'm saying. Like, these companies are already large, and they have an extreme problem dealing with this. Imagine if you're a small company, like an indie company trying to make a competitive shooter. This is just going to be even worse, because you don't have the time and manpower in order to deal with this stuff. And as I stated before, someone could just buy a brand new cheat from a software engineer or a programmer that completely circumvents everything you're doing, and suddenly you have another issue to deal with. Not to mention there are also modified controllers, modified keyboards, modified mouses. There's a lot of stuff a lot of lengths cheaters will go to in order to get this stuff, in order to make themselves feel better. So definitely, yeah. But I think this is a huge win as people become more serious when it comes to this stuff. So tell me what you think about it in the comments below. I'd love to hear other people's opinions. Sorry, it's summer, so allergies. My nose is always on and off. Not to mention my throat. But hopefully that doesn't detract from the video. Again, sources below. Bye.